We're going to now move on to our fourth panel now, and that panel is called Maximizing Celebrity Partnerships. And personally speaking, as someone who is actually taking money from Tupac Shakur's former manager, from some of Wu-Tang Clan's associates as well too, someone who's actually had celebrities hook us up with their managers or their lawyers or someone within their team who've actually invested in some of our own projects. I'm very excited for this next guest and for this next host. So our moderator is Joseph Chicas, founder of Canna Business Association. Canna Biz Venture Partners. My apologies. And he'll be joining the panel today with Cletus Mack of CEO of Canna Biz Venture Partners as well too. Now, Joseph Chicas is a proven cannabis strategist that guides emerging cannabis companies through licensing, real estate acquisition, and growth strategies. He is currently the founder and CEO of Canna Biz Venture Partners and heads up strategic relations for the Leaves of Legend cannabis brand. Once again, that's Leaves of Legend cannabis brand. He's also part owner in multiple cannabis licenses in California, from delivery to cultivation to retail. Joseph is also a business strategist for Nugal Media, where he publishes articles and content to support cannabis entrepreneurs. Way to go, Joseph. That's something new I learned about you today. He also once served as executive director for the Cannabis Advising Partners at a point when it was one of the top cannabis advising firms in California. What also makes Joseph extremely unique is he's also a former policy professor for the University of Southern California. We taught government relations and policy analysts, which are essential tools to excel in this cannabis regulatory landscape, whether you're in California or anywhere in the US. Earlier in his career, Joseph served as an advisor to Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti on economic development issues, specifically Veterans Affairs and small business. He attained his bachelor's from UCLA and his master's degree from University of Southern California. Joseph, thank you for being here today. I really do appreciate it, and I'll let you take it from here.
All right, awesome. Hello, everybody. Really excited to join everyone. Hopefully you're all doing well. I know this is a difficult time for all of us, but the fact that we could come together and really huddle to provide some value and information with each other and exchange experiences and all that can make our access to the industry a little better, a little more seamless. It's just great for this space to be created. So shout out to Brad Turner for inviting us to join today. I did want to call up to our producer, if you can bring up the other Joseph Chicases that are in here. There are going to be other speakers, and I'll be introducing them shortly. But essentially, today's panel really talks about a topic I'm extremely excited about. It's a topic that up until last year I really didn't know a lot about, but I've kind of had, because of the panelists that you'll hear from today, really a on-the-ground learning experience that has really elevated my understanding of how do you really maximize a celebrity brand partnership. We all know that celebrities can add immense value to the promotion, expansion, and scaling of your brand, but there's a lot of nuances to doing it right. And the panelists that we've arranged for you today are experts in that arena. And so we're really excited to kind of put this all together for you. So I wanted to start just by briefly introducing the panel. First, we have Money B, who's a Grammy-nominated multi-platinum selling artist, currently of the group Digital Underground. Once you see Money B's background, you'll see all the platinum plaques that he has with Tupac, a once-in-a-generation rap artist, and Money B has definitely gotten multiple plaques with him. So it's truly an honor to have him on our panel. We also have Cletus Mack, also of Digital Underground, who also serves as the CEO of Canna Biz Venture Partners. This is one of the greatest deal makers in the business. He really unifies cannabis and the entertainment industry in a way that I've never seen before. And then finally, we have Keith Griffin, who's here next to me, and is a great friend of mine, also heavily involved in entertainment and cannabis industry. He's a co-host with Crazy Bone of Bone Thugs and Harmony of a show called Truth Talks. And he's also the co-founder of the Leaves of Legend brand, which again is Crazy Bones brand from Bone Thugs and Harmony. Keith has really been instrumental in bringing that whole company to scale and even onboarding new celebrities to that brand. So really honored to have him here as well. So what I'm going to do is just kind of go one by one. I have a set of questions that I've teed up for them to bring you all a lot of value in terms of how you might think about arranging these kind of deals, arranging these type of partnerships. And I'm just immensely excited for you all to hear it. So Money B, are you, just want to confirm you're dialed in. Can you hear me all right? Okay, great. So Money B, again, thanks for being here. One quick note about Money B, there is really no one more respected in the entertainment industry than Money B. He's really one phone call away from every major celebrity you can think of. And that's really because of his ability to put these type of partnerships together and really look out for the interest of artists and also brands simultaneously. So Money B, why don't we start with you? You're actually in charge of managing a legacy hip hop brand, being Digital Underground, and it's
Right.
and this being the group that really incubated Tupac and his career, rest in peace. Is just such an immense responsibility that you have managing the Digital Underground and its legacy brands. What do you look for when you're looking at a brand that you're going to partner with to add your celebrity gravitas to? Like, what are the different factors that you look at to make those deals happen?
I think some of the main things that I look at is compatibility. You can't force a celebrity into your brand if they have nothing in common. And let's take the Digital Underground and the Tupac brand, for example. Now, we all know that Tupac started with Digital Underground, but as he grew, his in stature, but his image kind of strayed away from what Digital Underground was originally. So when we work together, because I work closely with the estate, we always make sure that we're not compromising each other. Meaning, if I'm involving Tupac in some of the products that I use in the Digital Underground merchandise, I make sure with my contact at the estate that is make sure that it's okay. Make sure I know that I won't do anything that Tupac wouldn't be a part of if he was here. At the same time, if there are stipulations, I make sure that I don't compromise the Digital Underground brand, because there's a standard, and we also have a image, or our fan base, our demographic expects certain things from Digital Underground. So we just make sure that we're respecting each other's brand fully, not compromising that brand, as well as not allowing our brand to be compromised.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Is there something else that?
Yeah, for sure. So you've been instrumental in putting together millions of dollars worth of brand and celebrity deal partnerships. What are some red flags that you look for as you're structuring those type of deals?
Red flags for me with any type of business deal, on both sides is consistency. And I say that, I've been in the music industry and in business for, since 1989, right? So that's 30 plus years. And anyone, like Joseph said, anyone that I've done business with or that I associate with, they can tell you that I'm the same as I was 30 years ago. So they expect a consistency with me. How I met them is how I am years later, no matter what the situation, whatever, if there's any type of, if we have to solve a situation, you know what I mean? Like if there's a problem, I remain the same. So what a celebrity looks for is, what the company is, if you tell me that you're going to do something, if you tell me it's going to happen at this time, know that, do it. Don't, because procrastination and backtracking, you lose the energy from the celebrity. And that's what you don't want to do, because what we're doing really is we're selling and we're buying engagement, right? And it starts at the very top. So from the very beginning, the company has to engage with the artist or the celebrity so that they believe in the product. The artist, once he believes in the product, he engages with his audience to make them believe. Then in return, you expect, the audience or his fan base and demographic to believe in him, believing in the product enough that they believe in it as well. So, it's a trust thing. My fans trust that what I'm selling them, I really believe in. I have to trust from the person that I'm selling for that they believe in me, and we have to show it within the relationship. And I think it gets lost a lot of time with people who don't deal with artists or people that are creative, and they only deal with business and bottom line. They treat everything as such, as a product, when you have to really cultivate these relationships and kind of cater to these celebrities to an extent, not overboard, but enough to where that the celebrity feels comfortable.
Yeah, for sure. And that's definitely where the match, right, between both entities is really important, because you want the celebrity to go all out for your brand. But if they don't believe in what the brand is, what the product is, and they don't know enough about it, they don't believe in it, then that's really going to show in terms of how they're promoting it, and how much of their digital capital through their social media channels and their fan bases, how much they're going to pump it out, right? And so I think you hit that point directly on the head. Money B, last question for you.
Sure.
Are you working on any other, cannabis or non-cannabis related projects with celebrities that you want to highlight for folks?
Absolutely. So currently, I'm heavily invested, and I'm also on the board of a new streaming network called Vire Streaming Network. And I'm a curator of the content on the platform. So we always look for shows, especially with music celebrities and artists. They have documentaries, they've done movies on their lives, autobiographies, or they have show ideas. We're a place where you can bring us those ideas, either fully produced or we help you produce them. I can give you an example of a few shows that we're working on involve cannabis directly. There's a scripted show that we're currently working on that's 100% totally about the cannabis business in Los Angeles. And just within that, we're promoting cannabis in a way such that there's room for product placement. We're going to have featured celebrities in and out of the series that are involved in the cannabis community, that they promote cannabis just in their everyday lives. So you actually would have contact or access to these celebrities in an environment which would suit your brand, because we can do product placement. Through these shows, you can build relationships with the celebrities to further promote your brand. You can do advertising within the show structure, I should say. And we also have a full channel on that platform called Cannavid, which this channel is only about cannabis related content. So, we're really excited about everything that we're working on over at Vire and Cannavid. And I believe that there are a lot of opportunities for people that are in or wanting to get into the cannabis business, especially when it comes to dealing with celebrities.
Awesome. Thank you, maybe. Really great insight. You're an incredible legend in this area. Appreciate you. I'm gonna come back to you at the tail end on the last minute.
Sure.
Because I want one of your fondest memories with Tupac so the audience can hear it. So I'm gonna come back to you.
Okay.
Thanks, Money B.
No worries.
All right. Up next, we have Mr. Keith Griffin right next to me. one of my best friends, and just an incredible asset on developing these type of partnerships. I've seen him do it. I've seen him pain through it, and come on the other side of things, and just really be successful in this area. Keith, you've been instrumental in building the Leaves of Legends brand, which is already a multi-million-dollar brand that we built during the COVID, and that's been an incredible journey there to build a cannabis brand in the pandemic. But we've been able to get it off the ground and reach some important milestones. And you've really been instrumental in working with Crazy Bone on that, because Crazy Bone, your business partner, your best friend, but you're also, making sure that the brand is reflective of what he wants and what his vision is. How important is it to that you do that on behalf of Crazy Bone, and so that folks can get an insight into, because they at the end of the day, people see Crazy Bone as his brand, but like there's so many people working behind the scenes to get that done, and you're a key member in doing that. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, Joseph, too kind too. Thanks for the intro, but matching someone up, an investor with a celebrity, I would say it's even more important, or as important as matching yourself up with your soulmate for life. Because when you an investor and an artist, an investor is always looking for a return. That's what you're supposed to do, because that's what investment is. But at the same time, if you have an investor that's looking just too much of a return, and you distinguish the artist's vision, and you just kind of ruin the artist's vision because you're looking about money, money, money. I had to link him up with somebody who was going to respect his dream, respect the vision that he wanted to go in, and just make it all fit exactly right, so that there's no like tearing back and forth about the business side and the creative side. Someone who was able to put capital up into the situation and be a exact silent partner. And it's kind of rare. So we did have to look and find those pieces. And we did, what I'm saying? Thank God we found those gentlemen that we're working with now to make Crazy Bones Leaves of Legend a very successful cannabis company.
That's great. Now, this is a second development of this cannabis brand, but the first deal that you put together didn't really work out. Yes. Do you want to talk to the audience a little bit about what you learned from the original deal that you had put together?
Yes, just like you're saying, the first investor, he came in and his ideas were more of taking over the company, really not respecting what the wishes that Crazy had, or seeing the vision, or working with a celebrity. Working with a celebrity is different than working with just, if we're starting a cannabis company with just from the ground up, you're going to have to kind of go through the steps that are already blueprinted and guided out. But being with a celebrity, you're able to take it to the different regions and to different countries that you can move faster, is what I'm saying, than having to just go step by step, because they're known in different places. So to be able to use that as your, like one of your weapons, that's the greatest thing. And the first investor was actually working against that. He wanted to start one place and so at one place instead of going to multiple places where the artist is famous at.
Yeah, that's really great insight. Thanks for sharing that. You serve as a liaison between the investors and Crazy Bone. Talk to us about the importance of working with a liaison to an artist or to a celebrity. Like, why is that relationship so important? And how do you maintain it?
It's very important because by being in the music industry, we're able to develop relationships with a lot of these people. So by doing that, we can talk to them and kind of, we have a better relationship than just, it's not company to just artists. We can get on the phone and call people that we've talked to before in the past, and we can be able to work out differences if there are any. We can have language with them that they understand, and we can have them to be able to move on different things that, normally we couldn't.
Yeah, and that's a great point. So much of what Keith and I work on is we solve problems, and nothing gets to the big boss, AKA Crazy Bone, or any of the celebrities that we work with. Nothing gets to their level unless it's absolutely like important. Otherwise, we're taking care of everything with the investors and with the rest of the partners on the supply chain to make sure that everything is great and solid, right? And then if anything reaches a certain level, then it just gets taken up, right? Up the food chain, so to speak.
Yeah.
Last question here. You were actually instrumental in bringing in Cujo from Goody Mob, legendary artist, legendary group, into the Leaves of Legends brand.
Yes.
Talk to us about why you thought that was a good fit for not only the brand, but also for him, and how you are envisioning kind of putting that partnership. together?
It was a strategic move. We sought after the celebrity. It's not like we just wanted someone who's going to bring fame or a face to a thing. We wanted someone that actually uses the product. Unfortunately, Cujo was in a car accident where he lost his leg. His entire leg was severed. So he uses CBD products, and by me knowing that, we went after him so that we could have him on the roster, so that we can not just use him to normalize cannabis, because that's the state that we're kind of in too. Sometimes cannabis is still frowned upon in different places, but by able to have his story in a heartfelt kind of situation where he already uses cannabis in a CBD form for his pain versus opioids, it really gives us a good look, and it kind of like normalizes it more, or puts it in a place that's not just people on the corner smoking weed. We're doing something for the health or the education of the situation. So we're playing on that kind of thing, and he's a great artist. He's he's real passionate about what he does. So I'm happy to have him aboard. And those are the things that we look for. We're just not trying to set up a celebrity just to campaign something because they're famous. We're trying to have them have a background story about it.
Awesome. Thanks, Keith. On to you, Cletus. You've been such an integral leader within entertainment and cannabis, and structuring these deals together. What's the most important? What is the importance of a celebrity partner as a brand seeks to do what Keith just said, expand to a new market? Like, how does a celebrity bring value to doing that for a brand?
Thank you, Joseph. I guess you could say that is the difference between like having a secret that's really, really great. You made this thing and everybody in your house knows about it. And everybody think it's really great, but you don't know how to get outside and tell everybody else. When you add a celebrity to it, it gets out. It's like the secret goes to the world. It goes across the country, because they have fans everywhere. It's worldwide fans. So, and now your product is in front of all of these eyes where it traditionally wouldn't be. Especially when you have a celebrity embracing it and saying, hey, look, there's nothing wrong with this. And look, we have medicinal values to this product and we have facts to prove it. And people are really quick to put out stuff for like alcohol, and those facts haven't really been proven for alcohol. Where it's been proven for cannabis, when it's been proven that CBD helps these children stop having these seizures and stuff like that. So we throwing all the rest of all of that red tape, we throwing that out in the trash. And we making sure these celebrities are coming on board. When they come on board with these brands, they're able to get their products seen by people that wouldn't normally see it across the world.
Yeah, that piece is so important, right? That the celebrities educated on what the particular benefits are of that product, for sure. Talk to us a little bit about, outside of the obvious like marketing techniques, what are some other ways that a brand can benefit from a celebrity endorsement deal from your perspective?
Well, for one, like Muddy B was speaking on earlier, like I'm writing and producing television shows based on cannabis and based on the life of someone in the business, making comedies, making all different type of cannabis shows that's showing like, hey, this is happening in real life every day. We have shows where we have people who are smoking and walking into their corporate office and, right before they smoke, and just really being really truthful and honest and giving it different eyes that, where it hasn't been exposed to people before, as well as doing things with, like for us, we from the music business, when we start making songs and hymns about a product, it becomes latched on to people's heads and in their memory, and people feel the most comfortable purchasing something that they can relate to, and they remember like, oh yeah, such and such said it was great. Let me try it. It works. And you can tell from several different things that are happening right now, where you see a celebrity attached, and the money goes up high immediately. Not just cannabis.
Yeah. I really like the example that you said. Can you about the Corona example with Snoop Dogg? Can you talk a little bit about that for everybody?
Yeah, because unfortunately for the beer Corona, it ended up having the same name of this virus that's going around. and affecting everybody. And in return, it affected their money and their dollars because people were finding it bad. But then you put Snoop Dogg in a commercial rapping about Corona, like saying little rhymes in the Corona commercial. Now it's hip to drink Corona again. And now if you look at their stocks, they're going way back up. And it's very simple. To just adding that celebrity thing that makes people feel comfortable again. It's almost like a family member, like, hey, it's okay. Look at me. I'm in front of you. You can see me. I'm doing it and I'm alive. I'm okay. And it's all right. And that's kind of how it works.
Yeah, and I just want to add that seeing Snoop on those commercials, I'm just like, man, he is living the dream out in that beach. I'm just like, this is what we all need to get back to. So it definitely has that effect. I'm actually craving a Corona after this call. Last question for you, Cleet, real quick. You got a celebrity on board. You got a deal together. How does a brand maximize that to ensure that they're getting the maximum return on investment? Because these type of deals, they might be expensive, right? So how do you get the most from your celebrity?
Well, for one, I find out what my celebrity demographic is. Like, where does he have a stronghold at? You know, and also find out, like, is it Instagram, and how are people engaging with the things that they're posting? And with all of those things, you know, you go and get the math and you get the numbers, and then you build a calculator. And you have to know how to put all of those numbers in a calculator to see how many people, what is the percentage of people buying things and products that he's putting up there already. And then you have to say, all right, now we're going to add this amount of marketing on top of that. And then minus that from the little stigmatism that goes along with it being cannabis, is a calculator that we built that is, you know, we can't talk about that right now, but if you know how to use the calculator, is a way for you to make sure that you're going to get your money back and feel real comfortable about it. Because when you see numbers and facts, it helps a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to add to that, how the deal is structured, right? Are they just your ambassador? Are they just posting on their social media, or just
no?
Are they just doing it?
And the main thing, and this is the difference about having a celebrity ambassador and having an influencer. So the celebrity that you want to get, you want to make sure that people are seeing them always using the product. They are always promoting the product. They always have the product on them. There's a big difference between having an ambassador and an influencer. And that influencer is the person that's really doing it, and he has his finger on the pulse of the neighborhoods and his demographic. And they are watching him, and they're watching everything that he's doing because they want to dress like him. They want to drink what he's drinking. They want Ciroc. People love Puffy. They want to drink that vodka. And when you see all the other celebrities that he have promoting it, it makes you want to do it. So it's a difference between an ambassador and an influencer, and knowing that difference also helps with money and getting your money back, your ROI.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well
And yeah, definitely. And just to add to that, whatever agreement you go into it with them has to reflect that, right? If you want them to just be an ambassador and influencer, that contract's going to look very different than them having an equity stake in your company and actually being within the company to help you build it. And there's a significant difference in that, from the deal structure to the terminology of these contracts. So it's very important to get legal counsel and make sure that the contracts are fair, and that they're honest, and that they're straightforward about what the brand is bringing to the table, and then what the artist is or the celebrity is bringing to the table.
Exactly.
I just have 2 minutes. I just have 2 minutes.
Joe, we actually got to wrap it up.
Okay.
So my apologies, but I just want to say,
No, it's all good. Hey, man, I know.
But thank you everyone being here, and I'm really happy you guys talk about the difference between, you know what, you're right, get out the calculator. You know what? We all have a calculator on this lovely thing called a phone, a smartphone. And I'm really happy you brought up the difference between ambassadors versus influencers. We actually had a client who did hemp pre-rolls, and they got David East to just be an influencer. That's it. Not the ambassador, but just an influencer for a set period of time. They did very well. So everyone here, I see that Canvas Ventures, you guys put all your email contact in the chat room. Once again, make sure when you look at the chat room, you hit all panelists and all attendees. Joe and everyone else here, thank you so much. I encourage everyone, especially if you're selling a product, You know, getting influencers and ambassadors can really help your product. But as was stated before, it comes down to the financials. It comes down to what kind of celebrity, ambassador versus influencer you're looking for and what type of return on investment. So once again, Joe, thank you so much. And everyone, that wraps up our panelist discussion for today. And now what we're going to do is hopefully everyone enjoyed all the speakers. I encourage everyone here to reach out to everyone on LinkedIn, send them an email, do follow-up phone calls. I always tell people if it takes more than 3 emails or 3 text messages, pick up the phone and call. You'll be amazed when you get done in a 10-minute conversation than 20 text messages or 20 emails. And you'd be amazed. People ask, even myself, to like, Dr. David, what's one of the keys to your success? I go, I pick up the phone and I talk. And the irony is that I was actually born with severe verbal apraxia. And I only used to be able to hum words. I went to a speech therapist when I was 24 years old. So pick up the phone, call. So let's get now to the next parts.